What is a birthday to you? Is it a day that you celebrate all month long? Or is it a day that you shy away from and claim that it's just another mark on the calendar? It is, in all sense of the word, your day. How you choose to enjoy it really should be your choice. But do you ever stop to wonder how many children actually get to celebrate their birthdays every year? I mean, it's not like Christmas, where everything is decorated in the spirit of the season. A birthday is a very personal event, yet many children never get to experience the joy of opening presents, blowing out candles, or eating cake on their special day. In this country, 41% of children under the age of 18 come from low-income families, and 1 in 5 are poor. This means that many parents struggle to provide necessities like food, clothing, and shelter. According to the National Center of Children in Poverty, the national poverty level is $25,000 for a family of 4, and it takes an income of 1.5 to 3.5 times that level just for a family to survive. Even though poverty levels are starting to decline, 11.5 million children in this country still live in low-income households. 11.5 million kids. This means that birthdays are usually an afterthought for those parents just struggling to get by. With these overwhelming statistics, how do you think that we, as humans, can have more of an effect on our community? It is not naive to think that one small act of kindness can have an effect on somebody that can last their lifetime. Studies have been conducted that correlate childhood experiences with adult life. These studies have a broad range and can encompass both the good and the bad, and it can affect different aspects of a child's development through their teenage years and into adult life. I personally can relate to these studies, as I'm sure you can too, because I have had many experiences in my life that have gone on to shape my future thoughts and decisions. Even though some of these experiences may have happened years ago, they feel like they could have just happened yesterday because of the profound impact they have had on me. One in particular occurred 10 years ago when my family and I moved across the country to Arizona. We packed up everything that we had in the back of the U-Haul to start a new life for ourselves. It was Christmas, and we took our son to see Santa at the mall with some friends. When it was time for pictures, we stood in line, took a quick look, and just kept walking because we could not afford even one. Later that day, a friend of ours handed us an envelope, and inside was that picture of my son sitting on Santa's lap. To this day, I will never forget that feeling of overwhelming gratitude that I had for that one simple act of kindness. In contrast, it is important to note, though, that negative experiences can escalate emotions and have undue harmful effects on our psyche. I don't think anyone will forget where you were on September 11th, 2001. Just saying that date elicits emotions in us that we may never be able to overcome. Victoria Moran said it best: the idea that everything is purposeful really changes the way that you live. To think that everything that you do has a ripple effect. Every thought that you speak, every action that you take, affects other people and the planet. Remember when you were a kid throwing stones into the water? It was amazing to see how one small stone could create so many ripples. Those ripples would keep expanding and would not stop until they touched something. One small act of kindness can create this ripple effect in a community, and one small shift in mindset can open doors that were previously closed. Thinking of ridding the world of poverty may seem like an impossible feat. But what if you took a step back and thought about helping just one kid? Help just one child have a positive experience that could potentially affect the rest of their lives. That is the start of affecting that one impossible feat. As leaders in our community, it is our responsibilities to positively impact the lives of others and continue expanding our reach until we have the same ripple effect on a community. The term servant leader says it best. It puts the word servant first. Creating a passion to serve others before yourself, Robert about in his 1970 essay, The Servant as Leader. It is here where he explains how both an individual and an organization can become a servant leader. As an individual, we are able to help people in our community through giving of our time and of our money. As a business leader, your organization can be a phenomenal platform to make an impact not only in your community, but also with your employees. Many times in a business, there is a divide between management levels. When you are talking about serving, there is never a divide. Managers and employees are playing at the same level, they are striving to achieve the same goals, and they are working together as a team. This is the model that I have found works the best, and it is the model that we have employed in our foundation. Our goal is to connect communities through individual and organizational servant leadership. I love the analogy of the Clydesdale horses. If you don't know what a Clydesdale horse is, it's a large breed of draft horse that has the white markings on its legs that look like fuzzy socks. One Clydesdale horse can pull 8 pounds. But if you put 2 of them together, they can actually pull 3 times that, 24,000 pounds. This is a true testament to the effectiveness of teamwork and the ripple effect that it can create in a community coming together to serve others. You may be asking yourself, how can I become that leader? How can I do more in my community when I am just getting started? It really is as easy as one simple act of kindness. Let me explain. About a year ago, I met an individual who effectively started a movement in need happy birthdays. This all started with one simple act of kindness at Christmas. She was buying presents for a family from the Salvation Army's Angel Tree list, and she thought to herself, what do the kids' birthdays look like if Christmases were this hard? That one thought started a foundation that now gives happy birthdays to across the country and has been doing so for the past 16 years. I was fortunate enough to bring this foundation to Arizona last year, and I can't tell you how amazing it is to see the joy on a child's face when they get to celebrate their birthday with presents, blowing out candles, and eating birthday cake. One of my more personal experiences was with a young mother named Jay who moved across the country to start a new life with her daughter, kind of like what we did. Circumstances arose and Jay found herself living in a storage unit for a time. A wonderful organization brought her in and called us to help her celebrate her daughter's birthday. Because the one thing that Jay always did every year was make sure her daughter felt special on her birthday. One year was all she was able to provide before, and she will be able to provide after. But this one transition year, Jay needed help, and there were people in her community who were able to help her. Jay is now on her way to creating that better life for herself, and she will never forget the kindness of strangers who came to her in her time of need. It is personally experiencing stories like Jay's that make me realize that I can truly make an impact. True passion is a deep level of satisfaction that one gets when you selflessly give. It took me 40 years to find my true passion and selflessly give beyond my comfort zone. I have had many experiences in my life, both good and bad, that have shaped me into the person that I am today. However, it's how I've handled the negative ones that matter the most. Reshape the negative into a positive and reframe your mind to think about how you can use it to help yourself grow. Once you figure that will set you apart from the rest of us. And once you figure that out, now you can go ahead and help other people turn a negative into a positive and create their own positive experiences in their lives. When you live your life with purpose, people fall in line with your passion. Your goals become their goals. Serving can be on a whim, like buying the person behind you Starbucks in line, or it can be perfectly planned, like throwing a birthday party for 75 underprivileged in our community. Either way, it's the simple act that matters. I would like you all to help me with a little bit of a visual here. You all have candles. When I point my candle at you, I would like you to turn yours on and raise it up in the air. When you turn on your light in the form of passion, it will inspire others to turn on theirs and create the most amazing ripple effect. Pretty soon, that ripple effect will have a far further grasp than you could have ever imagined. And all it took was for you to turn on your light and watch it grow. Today, I'd like to leave you with a challenge. Do one kind thing for someone every day for the next 30 days. A smile, a kind word, it's the act that matters. Be the change. You'll be changed in the process. Thank you.